This video of the Knit 2 Together Stretchy Bind Off is as much for me as it is for anyone watching. I don't double knit that often, but when I do, inevitably I get to the end of my work and I forget what kind of bind off I want to use. So here it is for my own reference as well as yours. I'm going to move the back row stitches to the front row. That's step 1. I was inspired to use this bind off after watching a needle knit stretchy bind off from Very Pink Knits. She has a YouTube channel for needle knitting, and I was needle knitting a blanket and the bind off was too tight, so I had to put the last row back on the needles and go search YouTube to find out how to make that bind off more suitable. This bind off will leave a crocheted edge on your work without a crochet hook. It's very, very easy to do. Anyway, after watching Very Pink Knits and her video, I thought, hey, that would be really easy to do on a loom. So here it is on a loom. All right, I've got my back row stitches now to the front, and I'm ready to move forward with this bind off. For 15, I'm going to again treat both of those loops as if they were one. I am knitting them and I am moving them to peg 16. And then I am, this is where the knit 2 together comes in. So I knit both of those and move it to peg 15. Okay, and then we just continue on. I'm going to treat the 2 loops on 14 as if they were one. Knit, move them to 15, and now we have a knit 2 together. Knit those and move it to 14. So as I'm going, my work is coming off of the loom. I'm treating both of these loops as one on peg 13. That was the front loop and the back loop. I'm knitting those. I'm moving it to 14, and now I have a knit 2 together. So I knit those. Well, I hope you can see this. Guess not. And I pick up that loop and move it to 13. See how I did that? And the reason why this bind off gives you good stretch is because you're using the working yarn twice. I use the working yarn here to knit these 2 stitches together. This is the front row and the back row, so it's actually one stitch. I'm treating these 2 loops as one. So I use the working yarn there, and I move 12 to 13. And then I use the working yarn again when I knit 2 together. Okay. So now I have the 1 stitch on 12. I go to 11. I pick up these 2 stitches. These are both 11s, 11 back and 11 front. So I'm treating them as one. I knit them. I move that stitch to 12. And now I have on 12, on peg 12, I have the loop for 12 and the loop for 11. So that's a knit 2 together. I pick them both up. I knit them. This is sometimes a little tricky. And then I move that stitch over to 11 so it can be closer to 10. I'm going to pull my work down here because it's keep things. Alright, and same thing. I pick up both the front and the back number 10s and treating them as one, I knit them and I move the 10s over to 11. So now I'm going to knit 2 together, 11 and 10. Pick that up, and that's the new number 10. See, so far I'm down to 10 stitches where I had 16 before, and this is looking really nice. Can't wait to show you when we're done here. So let's keep going. Front and back on number 9, I'm treating that as 1. I knit those together. I moved it to peg 10, and then this is a knit 2 together because I have 10 and 9. And I pick that off peg there. I need a little help, and then that goes on number 9. And I pulled tight on that one, but the final result of my bind off is going to look nice and neat. It's not going to be tight. It's not going to curve. It's always going to come out the way it's supposed to. So here on peg 8, I'm picking up both the front and back loop from peg 8, treating them as 1. I knit that. I put the new stitch over on 9. Then I knit 2 together on 9. Move to 8. I'm going slowly here because I know that this bind off it's a little complicated. But the good thing is that it's always going to turn out correctly. You don't need a crochet hook to get that nice smooth crocheted look. Okay, picking up the loops on 6, knit, put them on 7, knit again as a knit 2 together, and that's why the bind off has it's not going to be too tight because I'm using the working yarn twice for each stitch. That gives it more stretch. Oops. Over here. Pick up both of the number 3s, knit, move it to the number 4, knit 2 together. Yes, you can adapt this for single knitting. If this were single knitting, I would just have one loop right here, and I would knit it, and then I would move it over, and then I would have 2 loops right here, and I would knit that, or knit 2 together, and then move it on. So last stitch, I'm picking up both of the number 1s, moving it to the number 2, and I'm going to knit 2 together one last time. I'm going to hold that. I'm going to lift my work out and look at that. It's nice, neat, crocheted, stretchy bind off. See that? And look how it matches up with the cast on. My next video is this cast on edge. This cast on is real nice too, and you don't need waste yarn. But there you go. Knit 2 together, stretchy bind off. And you know, make sure you snip the end right here. So I've snipped the end, and then I'm just going to put the end through that final loop that I made. Right? And pull. And voila. You have a crocheted edge knit 2 together, stretchy, bind off.